Welcome back to Vidhammer, doing the second act for the first scenario, in the Arkham Horror Living Card game. And we got out of the study and into the hallway. And that's where we pick up our group of Skids and Agnes trying to do their best not to screw up. A moment of panic and disorientation strikes as you land upon the floor of the hallway. The world spins as if turned on its head. Yeah, because you're in a hallway that has a dirt floor that's supposed to be like your hallway, and it's below your room. Also, this is a good time to notice that in what's going on the act, there's actually some like werewolf, wolf dog thing breaking through the floor of the house, but not just breaking through the floor of the house, it's breaking through the floor of the freaking bathroom. Thank you for that picture and making it to where I'll just never use the restroom like ever again. Thanks. But that is the end of our turn. So now it is time for enemy phase. Enemies would attack, but there aren't any on the board right now, but I have a feeling that's about to change because then we have upkeep time. We're going to reset our actions, reset our little mini cards. We get to draw one card a piece. We've got hypochondria, which, yeah, I briefly saw the picture of this earlier. There's a point where you've got to stop trying to wash your hands, and the point where, like, yeah, it looks like all of the flesh is gone on the back of his hand. It's really messed up. Oh, but this is a weakness. Oh, this is a weakness. This is a revelation weakness. Okay. Revelation, it happens right when you pull it out. Add hypochondria to your threat area. Okay, forced. After you take one or more damage, take one direct horror. But I can take 2 actions to discard hypochondria, which might not be a bad idea. Well, depending on what's going to happen. We're going to see. And over here, we got some unexpected courage for Skids. He remembers when he was a kid and that neighbor's dog attacked him. Check hand size. We're still at 5 because everybody lost one and gained one. We gain a resource. Did I put a resource on it? No, because we started with 5 and we spent 2. So they should each get 1 resource as well. Doot, doot. There you go. Doing good. Then we go to the Mythos phase. We get our first Doom token on this. I don't know what happens when that goes off, but we shall see. I'm certain it's going to happen. And then each investigator's got to take one of these and resolve it. So starting with Skids, because he is technically the lead investigator, first we get Grasping Hands. Revelation, test your dexterity versus 3, which is good because he's actually got 4. For each point you fail by, take 1 damage. I'm thinking we should probably buff this. I think he can take it. He's got like 8 damage. He's like, I'm not worried about grasping hands. So screw that stuff. Who's Tushy up next to it? He's just gonna go bear. He's gonna like, I don't care. I'm dealing with my flashlight. -4. Okay. Difficulty 3. He had a 4, so he was beating it by 1. So he fails it by 3. And the Grasping Hands definitely got what they were coming for, Skids. You were down 3 on the health, buddy. Hope you enjoyed that. Decaying Hands rise up from below and grasp and claw at your ankles. Just change ankles to a different word, and we're good to go there. Just a warning, this probably is not going to be safe for work or around children or anything like that. Agnes has got to do something which involves an obscuring fog, which is a hazard. Okay, attached to your location, limit 1 per location. Attached location gets +2 shroud. Hey, we're in the hallway. Oh, which we should actually have revealed since we're in the hallway, right? I think so. And this is the reveal. The walls of your house are splattered with mud, and your hardwood floor is gone, replaced with a dirt path. It's a shroud of 1, which is going to go up to a shroud of 3. The good thing is there aren't any clues in this. We don't have to search the freaking hallway. So who cares if the hallway is obscured with fog? I think Agnes might have had a little like breakfast burrito at the little diner she works at. Just let one out in the hallway. That way it's not in the confines of the study anymore. It's like you just came into the room. It's like, whoa, who did that? She's blaming it on somebody else. What else is there? Forced. After attached location is successfully investigated, discard obscuring fog. Obscuring fog can stay there. I mean, it doesn't cost us anything to move back and forth. Nope, just increases the shroud. Screw it. Obscuring fog in the absolute best place possible. There you go. And we're going back to their turn. Skid is up first. Skid wants to go where? Agnes might be dealing with her little hypochondria and, trying to get it out of the room. He has to spend an action to move, so he's going to move to the cellar. Okay, forced. After you enter the cellar, take 1 damage. You had the flashlight and you still fell down the stairs. Dude, he's already, lost half his health. It's not looking too good here. And the difficulty on that is a 4. Holy crud. There are 2 per investigator there. Book. Book. Oh, and it's worth 1 victory if we get it all cleared. Another action, we're going to spend 2 resources and bring out Hard Knocks. You got some Hard Knock stuff going on now, just to help with the speed and all that other stuff that's out there. I think he's going to chill out, and he's going to just choose to draw a resource as his 3rd action. He's not going to check anything out yet. Yeah, that might end up biting me in the ass later, but oh well. Back over to Agnes, who has a little problem with the cleaning of the hands. She's okay with the horror side of things. She's like, okay, wash your hands later. She's going up to the attic. Just noticing the background of the cellar and the background of the attic now that they've been revealed. The cellar is covered in bones, and it's like a cave structure. You picked a weird place to live and build your house there, Skids. I'm just saying. The house is messed up. And now let's talk about the attic, which looks kind of like a normal attic. It's got a little, clothing dummy thing off to the side for doing your tailoring and everything. It's got some crud off to the right-hand side, except in the middle where there's a barrel to catch the blood and gore falling out of some thing that's chained to the rafters. I don't know the last time you were up there, Skids, but that's the reason why the kids don't come around your house. That's why. I'm shaking my bag already because I'm ready for stuff to happen. After you enter the attic, take 1 horror. That's one that is forced. All right. I don't blame you for being scared of that. That is pretty freaking. I want to use the clue tokens to cover up the picture of that meat sack. Yeah, the bloody carcass of a malformed beast swings from a meat hook chained to the ceiling. Blood drains slowly from the carcass, dripping into a small barrel. Yeah, nice. That's a much easier place to check as a check of a shroud of 1 instead of a shroud of 4, which is nice. Agnes still isn't very particularly good at searching stuff, but with her flashlight, she should be able to pull that off. Maybe can pull that off. Her 2nd action, she will spend 2 to bring out Arcane Studies, which can give her bonuses if she spends her resources to do stuff. So her 3rd action, she's going to spend 1 resource and activate this. Spend 1 resource, you get +1 to your knowledge, which gives her a knowledge of 3. And she's going to use this last one from her flashlight. Oh yes, she's going to activate that as her action. Uses that, takes away 2 from this, so it has a shroud of -1. The negatives actually work in this? I have no idea. I will assume no. Nope. The rule of Grimm says whenever you have a discrepancy in the rules, you are to resolve it in the way that is most difficult for you, that helps you the least. So since there's a discrepancy and I'm not exactly sure how to interpret it, that means it only works to take it down to a 0. So why would you use the flashlight when it's not really going to help us that much? In that case, I got to redo that for that though. I'm not going to use the flashlight. She's just going to look around in the attic, but she did spend her resource to buff her knowledge up by 1. So she has a knowledge of 3 versus a shroud of 1, which means we're up by 2. Anything other than a -3 or less, Oh, and this again is only a -2, so we're okay. Yep, it's -2. Bad things would happen if we fail, but we didn't fail. We hit it right on the money, which means we're gaining that one. Ding, good job, Agnes. Go wash your hands, baby, it's all right. And she is done at that point. So let's go over to enemy phase. We still don't have any enemies on the board, which I'm liking that. It's not going to be so good once they come out. Then we have upkeep. We're going to reset our little cards here. We're each going to draw a card. Skids is going to get hospital debts. He's pulling out his weakness. It's his wife or his mom is stuck in the hospital here. Female interest of some kind. Relation, put hospital debt into play in your threat area. Nice. As an action, you can move one resource from your resource pool to hospital debts, limit twice per round. Forced, when the game ends, if hospital debts has fewer than 6 resources on it, you earn 2 fewer experience for this scenario. Dude, you gonna pay your hospital bills, dude. That's gonna hang on to you for a while. And let's talk about Agnes. Heirloom of Hyperborea. It can be used for several different things. Agnes bigger deck only. This is her special. After you play a spell card, draw 1 card. Ooh, that would be nice if I had a single spell card in my hand. Oh, no, that's an asset, not a spell. Is it a spell? I don't think it's a spell. So she got herself a good card, and they're also going to gain a resource. Ding, ding. We need resources to do cool stuff. Check your hand size. They're not even close. Then we're over to the next turn. Let's talk about some mythos. Let's talk about Skids is having some obscuring fog in the basement. Oh. That means the shroud here is going to go up to 6. We have anything we can use? Oh, that is going to suck. We have obscuring fog in the cellar, which means it's going to be damn near impossible to search those last couple of things out. We don't really have much choice. Okay, obscuring fog in the cellar. That's the worst possible thing right there. And then we have Ancient Evils for Agnes. Omen, Revelation. Place 1 doom on the current agenda. This effect can cause the current agenda to advance. It does not, though. Ooh, or it does. Because we should have placed 1 doom on the agenda at the start. And then each investigator should have drawn a card. So he draws that, and then she draws this, which causes place 1 doom on the current agenda. This effect can cause the current agenda to advance, and that is 3 on it. It will advance. Dark forces stir against you. If you do not act quickly, a sinister plot will be fulfilled. I think a sinister plot just stinking happened there. The house continues to change before your very eyes. The walls have decayed and the ground in many rooms has turned to dirt. It is almost as if you have been transported somewhere else entirely, although every now and again you recognize elements of your former home. The lead investigator must decide, choose one. Either each investigator discards 1 card at random from his or her hand, or the lead investigator takes 2 horror. How valuable are these? Man, they each have like an unexpected courage, which we're going to need big time to try to get stuff found down in the cellar. Because he's like at half health already. If he's gonna kick it, he's gonna kick it on losing health, not losing horror. Okay, lead investigator takes 2 horror. Pop, pop. 2. Skids, you are hurting, buddy. That's all I'm going to tell you. But that agenda is gone, and now we got a new one, which is Rise of the Ghouls. Okay, the floor beneath you is giving way. Get out of the bathroom, dude. And you see a vast network of tunnels twisting into the darkness below. Shapes and silhouettes of strange creatures move swiftly through the tunnels, trying to find a way up. Oh, God. You probably don't want to be here when they do. Get out of the bathroom. Only good part about this is there needs to be 7 doom on this in order for that one to go through. So investigators, you got to do some stuff here. He's gonna have to do some other stuff. He's gonna stay down here in the basement, but he's gonna draw a card as his first action, and we get a weakness. Okay. And begin. Paranoia. Revelation, discard all of your resources. What was that noise? And then just drop everything on the ground. Good job, dude. Well, good job as your first action, but at least, hey, he's got, 2 weaknesses out of the deck, which I think that's all he has. So, next action, let's draw another card. Try to do something decent. Manual dexterity. Okay, maximum committed per skill test. If this test is successful, draw a card. Nice. But it helps you with your dexterity. So I don't really need those right now. I need other things to help us. That was 2. I could draw a resource as my third action. And I think I'm going to do that. He's going to draw a resource as a third action. He's just sitting there in the fog, trying to chill it out. Let's go over to Agnes. We still don't have any monsters out right now. Really need to grab what we can. She could use the flashlight for one. Well, we already talked about in the attic. Using the flashlight in the attic is not going to do us any good. It's to save that. Probably use it to get down here. First action, she's going to draw a card. Leo De Luca. You may take an additional action during your turn. Oh, but it costs 6 resources to bring out. Ugh. Second action, Agnes is going to search, and she's going to spend a resource to buff her knowledge up to 3. So she's got 3 versus 1. -2. That makes it 1-1. And she'll pull that one out. Yes. Very good. And then she's going to do that exact same thing again. She's going to spend a resource. She's going to search and spend a resource to make it a little less difficult. +1. Bang. Nice. Agnes, you are the queen of the attic. You still need to wash your hands. After you do, maybe Leo will pay you a visit. We'll see how that goes. Anyway, she is done. Enemies, we still don't have any enemies on the board. And I'm wondering how the crap I could deal with them if they were on the board right now. But we'll get to that when the time comes. Now we get upkeep. Let's reset our little things here. Each investigator gets 1 card. Sneak attack. Deal 2 damage to an exhausted enemy at your location. That's kind of nice because he's good at exhausting his way out of things, especially when he's got this to help out, and if he has resources that can help out. And Agnes is going to get perception practice. Max 1 can come per skill test. If the test is successful, draw 1 card. Nice. Okay. And they're each gaining a resource. Nice. Hey, Agnes got resources back. So does Skids after dropping all of his on the freaking floor. And we start over the next turn. 1 doom on the doom track. Top of the encounter deck. Skids. Crypt Chill. Revelation. Takes your willpower. If you fail, choose and discard 1 asset you control. If you cannot, take 2 damage instead. Do I have an asset? Yes. I have a flashlight and I have hard knocks. Really need that flashlight. Okay, in testing this, I'm 2 versus 4. I'm already down by 2. So the highest this bag goes is 0. Unless I pull the Elder Sign, because the Elder Sign is +2, and this stuff happens. So I could technically pull that 1 out of the 16 that's in here. Other than that, even by throwing cards, the 0 is the only thing that's going to matter. So I think we're just going to have to lose an asset. We might have to lose hard knocks for this. But oh well. As we pull the Elder Sign. Bam. 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 So that is 4 against 4. And if you succeed, which he does by some freaking miracle, gain 2 resources. Skids, you just picked up half of the stuff that you dropped on the ground when you crapped your pants. You remember when that happened? He remembers. He's trying to hide behind the 4 health he's already lost. But we remember. Agnes is up, and we get Swarm of Rats. Oh, we finally get a monster on the board. Okay. And it is Hunter. So according to the rules, it immediately engages with Agnes. So the Swarm of Rats is over here. Swarm of Rats is kind of difficult to get away from, but they're not too beefy. They only hit for damage, which she has less of. And it's Investigator's turn. Down in the basement is Mr. Skids. He's going to draw a card. First action is drawing a card. Ho! On the lamb. Pass play after your turn begins. Until the end of the round, non-elite enemies cannot attack you. Ooh, and this is one for search and 2 random. He is now going to search for a second action. Or no, he's going to activate his flashlight, which lets him search at a -2. So this is now a value of 4. But he is going to commit this card, which is going to add 1 for the check plus 2 wild. 1, 2, 3, which puts him up to 6. 6 against 4. You could throw sneak attack for 1 more. It's the only thing else he could do. I think we're going to need it. All right. Ditching a lot of resources for this. Glad we spent that. -3 is enough. So on the button. Okay. Use them cards. Use them and use them. You pulled one. Good job, dude. You got a clue before you pack your bags for this trip. You can pull one more card. Switchblade. It's fast. It's a action to fight. If you succeed by 2 or more, this attack deals +1 damage. If I ever actually get into a combat that I think you might be able to win, but right now, without any real weapons, you ain't going to be doing much of anything. But, Skid, you did good. Now, let's talk about Agnes. Agnes has got to punch this guy in the face. She's going to toss her heirloom in to help at this. To give her a 2 +1 strength and +1 wild. Move her up to 4. She's at a 4 to 1. She's up by 3. Smack this guy. Oh, automatic fail. Automatic fail as if I had a skill test of 0. So that card is toast. And she is getting hit for 1 point of damage. And when she takes a point of damage because of hypochondria, after you take a point of damage, oops, over here, then you take a horror. That was not so happy times. Okay, we're going to fight him again, and we're going to use unexpected courage to buff ourselves up by 2. Again, we're 4 against 1. Shake the bag. 0. There you go. That's kicking some rat balls. And it's worth 0 victory. Nice. It took 2 of your actions, and it took your 2 of her best cards to get rid of that. This is Arkham Horror, man. This is how it goes. Her third, she's going to spend a resource, and she's going to search up there. So she's got a knowledge of 2. That will buff it up to 3. 3 versus 1. Auto fail. But at least something bad doesn't happen. She just spent her resource and her action. Enemy phase. There are no enemies on the board. She killed it off, which was nice. And so we have upkeep. Let's go ahead and reset our... Everybody gets a card, which for you is going to be backstab. 3 to bring out, fight. This attack uses agility instead of strength. This attack deals +2 damage. Nice. Agnes has got a spell. Got a spell. Takes 1 to bring it out. Fast play when you draw a non-weakness treachery card. Cancel that card's revelation effect, then take 1 horror. So you can take a look at it and see what it is and be like, no, that one's really nasty. We don't want to do that. And they both get a resource. Look at you. Look at you got all the resources back, Skid. What a good guy. We're back over to Mythos time. 1 doom on the agenda. There's another. And draw 1 card. Skids. Rotting Remains. Test your will, which his will is at 2. For each point you fail by, take 1 horror. He could effectively die right now. Does he have anything to help with that? He has unexpected courage. Oh, you can use dodge, you can use Dynamite Blast. Dynamite Blast costs 5 to get that thing out. He's got 5 resources right now. He really needs to not die. Think I'm going to submit maybe Unexpected Courage and Dynamite if I discard both of those. So he's submitting those to 2 Rotting Remains. Puts him at a 5 against 3. Bag of Pain. There you go. All right. Good job, dude. It did not destroy you. It just made you get rid of some of your lovely cards. And now time for Agnes, who is pulling up Crypt Chill. God dang. Okay, test. Her lore is a 5. Test lore at 4. If you fail, choose and either discard one asset you control, which she has the Arcane Studies and the Flashlight. Really kind of wanted to hold on to the Flashlight, but she can spend a resource to increase her will by 1 more. So she's a 6 versus 4. So she's up by 2. Minus 4. So she loses by 2. Okay, so Flashlight is down. So she discards Flashlight. And now investigators get to take our turns. Sure. 1 action to move here. 1 action to move there. Searching at 3 against 1. Ooh, what is this? So minus 4. If there is a ghoul enemy at your location, take 1 damage and 1 horror. That's fine. It just means that he's failing and he's not getting it. But that would be his 3rd action. He is going to spend 2 tokens, 2 resources, and take an additional action this turn. It's limited to only once, and he's going to do the same thing. He's going to search this again. Add +2 and -3. He fails again. Okay, so you are effectively done, dude. Just sit down and think about your choices in life and how you suck at them. Agnes can take her turn. Okay, screw it. She's going to take a resource and take another resource, and then she's just going to search at the location that she's at. Why do that? Why not just grab another resource? Yeah, she's going to grab another resource. All right. Enemy phase. There aren't any enemies on the board. They don't do anything. Investigators draw a card. Beat Cop. Ooh, hey, an ally, an asset. For 4, we can get an ally, which gives him +1 to his strength. Discard Beat Cop to deal 1 damage to an enemy at your location. He's got 2 health and 2 sanity. That might actually keep him alive if he can get it out there. And over for Agnes. Agnes is getting Drawn to the Flame. Insights. Draw the top card of the encounter deck. Then discover 2 clues at your location. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, that card right there was a game changer. That was a great card to get, and 1 resource apiece. Resource and a resource. Let's move to the next round. Another Doom token, please. And a couple of cards. One starting for Skids, which is Frozen in Fear. You already dropped everything because you pooped your hands, because the hands came up and grabbed you, fondled you in ways you didn't like. And hey, guess what? Looks like you got some tentacles coming for you now. The first time you perform one of the following actions, move, fight, or evade. Each round it costs 1 additional action. And another swarm of rats for her. Okay, you have another job. Kill this freaking swarm of freaking rats that just means it pops up here. It can engage to either person. We can decide on it. You're much better at killing things, but it's going to cost you 2 actions to do it. Such a dilemma. Everything in this game is such a dilemma. All right, well, swarm of rats, you're going to go over here. She needs to be clear to head down there and do that stuff. You're going to have to kill the rats and then search that place. That's your turn. I'll figure it out, dude. Just deal with it. And now it is over to our turns right now. First action. First up is Skids. Skids, you need to kill this thing. I don't care what you got to do. Just kill it. Okay, his first action, he's going to spend 4 resources to bring out Mr. Beat Cop. Calls him up and says, hey, you want to meet me up here in my attic? and little Tommy Beat Cop is like, sure, I'll be right over, since I was, just down the hall of your weird messed up place anyway. And his second action is he is going to attack the swarm of rats. This costs him 2 actions because he is frozen in fear. He's got 3 + 1, 4 against its 1. He's up by 3 with a -5. And it's going to hit us for 1 point of damage. Good job. All right. Okay, correction. I don't actually take a damage for that. All I do is miss. He's going to attack me when the time comes. But it was engaged with me. So by bringing the Beat Cop out, it should have had an attack of opportunity, which would have hit me for 1. So I'm putting that one back. I'm not going to redo any of that stuff because he is done. But anyway, it's engaged with him, so I think she is going to get out of there and get herself to the cellar. So for first action, she's going to move. Second action, she's going to move. And third is to play an event. She's got enough resources for this. Okay, doom. Draw the top card of the encounter deck, which is Swarm of Rats. Okay, so she can deal with the Swarm of Rats, which will end up hitting her for like 1 damage. She can take 1 round of 1 damage, and she's got lucky to get her through things if she needs to. So I don't think we're going to cancel that. We're going to keep our Ward of Protection. We're not going to cancel that one. Then you discover 2 clues at your location. Bonk bong, bonk bong. At that point, her turn isn't over yet, and they have 6 tokens all together. They're going to submit all of them to get us past the barrier. Using the barrel from the attic, you carry ice and snow from the cellar and hurl it at the barrier. It's a decent idea, I guess. The barrier sparks and shudders as it consumes the ice, then hisses and fades out of existence. Then we have 3 different things that are going to happen. First, we're going to reveal the parlor. Then Lita Chantler is coming into play in the parlor. Then the Ghoul Priest is going into the hallway. Nice. So, in the parlor gets revealed to have a severed ghoul's head and another dead ghoul in the body of the ghoul laying there. But we now have another option. We can resign if we want. If we get there, we can say, this is too much for me. You run out the front door fleeing in panic. Nice. And as long as Lita Chantler is not controlled by a player, then we can go there and take an action to parlay with her to try to take control of her. That would be nice. So let's check out little Miss Lita Chantler over here. She's got 3 sanity and 3 health, which is nice. And while you control her, each investigator gets +1 strength. And as a reaction, investigator reaction successfully makes an attack against a monster enemy. That investigator deals +1 damage. She probably will be incredibly pivotal in trying to finish this, because the other thing we've got is Mr. Ghoul Priest in the hallway, who's got 4 strength, 5 health. He's 4 dexterity if you try to get away from him. He has Prey, where he goes to the highest strength person. He has Hunter, and he has Retaliate. Nice. A figure in red robes wearing a bone mask. It gibbers and snarls before leaping to attack. Oh, and if he hits you, yeah, he does 2 health and 2 sanity. We can't take too much of that. Skids can't take much of that at all. But Skids has got Johnny Beat Cop there to help him. Johnny Beat Cop might not be making it through this, I'm pretty sure. But that is the end of the second act, and we will pick up the dramatic and final conclusion on the next video. The only interesting thing was I did look at the video for the first act, and I made a mistake. I took a card for Agnes. I drew one of her cards. I drew it from Skid's deck. That Leo De Luca that she was, eyeing as her nice little, Italian getaway man who was going to whisk her away to some fancy dinner someplace. No, he doesn't show up at all. That's getting shuffled back into Skid's deck, and we'll be drawing a new card for Agnes, the waitress, who apparently doesn't get hit on the hot Italian guys as much as she thought she would. And that card is going to be Blinding Light, an event card which lets you, if you evade, this evasion attempt uses willpower instead of dexterity, or reflex is dexterity. If you succeed, deal 1 damage to the enemy, just evade it. But if some of the other stuff comes up, is revealed during this evasion attempt, lose 1 action this turn. Yeah. I think you still get away with it, you just lose an action because of it. Alright. not a bad little thing. Maybe she'll use that to escape the rats. Maybe she'll just punch the rats. But we'll have to see how that turns out in the next video. We'll see you in the next one.